Welcome one, welcome all to the Nuts and Bolts Sports Halftime Show. I am your host, Monte Perez, aka the Sports Whisperer. It is week 3 in the NFL, Monday Night Football, and boy, we have a shocker here. I did not see this coming. The Kansas City Chiefs are up 27-10, 2-0 Chiefs against the 2-0 Ravens. Let's bring on owner, operator, founder of Nuts and Bolts Sports, Joe Cardoso. Joe, this is a shocker. To put us in a good mood, we have beer and wings in the background to start us off.
Where is the competition? Where is this classic battle we were promised, Monty? It's been anything but that. Baltimore, man, a lot of work to do, brother. A lot of work to do.
You know, Joe, let's get right into this. This was hyped as the two MVPs for the past 2 years. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl. The Ravens, Colin Cowherd from Fox Sports had the Ravens going 16-0. What shocked me so far in this game is the physicality of the Chiefs. They are manhandling the Ravens on offense and the Ravens on defense. Give us your thoughts early on how disappointing this first half for the Ravens is.
No, I agree with you on that. I thought the advantage Baltimore would have would be the physical aspect. I know that a lot of people know that with Kansas City, of course, Patrick Mahomes' prolific offense, they can score from anywhere, anytime. And you think about the Kansas City defense, it's kind of a bend, don't break kind of mentality. I don't think of a physical defense when I think about Kansas City, but I mean, Chris Jones up front and the rest of those guys from Kansas City are making life miserable for Lamar Jackson. I mean, 7 completions so far for a total of 35 yards. I don't even think Baltimore's offense has a total offense of over 100 yards, just not the performance you expected at all. I thought that Baltimore would be going shot for shot with Kansas City, and if anybody's defense was going to make a stop, if anybody's defense was going to punch somebody in the mouth, I thought it'd be Baltimore, and it's been the complete opposite so far.
No, those are all great points. And one of the things that we've talked about, coming into this season, and one of the things, what really bothered me as a Jet fan when Rex Ryan used to be there, he used to say we have to run the ball. Well, what happens if you're down 14-0? What happens if you're down 27-10 right now where the Ravens are? We've heard all offseason that Lamar Jackson has worked on his passing game. We've heard that he's no longer a one-dimensional player, but this is a big test for the Ravens right now. Even if they don't win this game, they got to show that they can come back and they're not one-dimensional because they live and die by the run, and that's all fine and good when you're up 10-0, 17-0, and you're trying to control the clock. But, Joe, like you said, they don't have over 100 yards on offense. They look lost on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I'm completely shocked. I mean, if you're a diehard Ravens fan, I don't even think disappointed sums up how you feel. The defense has been terrible with Baltimore, but you're right, man. That's a great point. Lamar Jackson, so much improvement, or so they say, over the course of the summer as far as reading defenses and making plays from the pocket. So in the second half, it's 2 choices. Either one, lead a miraculous comeback and you go shot for shot with Patrick Mahomes, or you at least let the rest of the league know, hey, yes, we lost this game, but you saw we were able to pass the ball downfield and make some plays. So it's a big test for Baltimore. You can't just roll over on this one.
You know, Joe, I want to talk real quickly about the offense here. Andy Reid, one of the things that Mike Krzyzewski said when he won his first national championship with Duke, and I know bringing Duke up makes you angry. But he said, my whole philosophy changed after I won the title, not getting to the Final Four, because I always believed that what I was doing was going to work, but then I had proof. Andy Reid now is playing with he's not passive. He's not second guessing himself. I mean, just look at these stats. They have 4 wide receivers with over 3 catches, spreading out the ball. 3rd and 5, midway through the second quarter, they run a screen. They knew the blitz was coming. They get a first round. Andy Reid is actually being more aggressive now that he won a Super Bowl and he doesn't have critics. You know, over the weekend, LSU lost, and my brother was all upset. And I said, hey, Ed Orgeron has at least 2 or 3 years to fail. Andy Reid's not going to get criticized anymore because he won the Super Bowl. He's putting on a coaching clinic right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how beautiful was that shovel pass to the fullback at the goal line? I don't think I've seen one of those since like the backyard school football. And you're right. Between Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, you're playing with house money. I mean, when you have a Super Bowl title fresh in the minds of your fans, you can pretty much do anything, and it's going to be okay. But I'm really interested to see what Baltimore can do in this second half. I got to see something because this is not what I expected at all. I was expecting a shootout, dynamic playmakers on both sides of the ball. And right now, Lamar Jackson not having one of his better games. And a couple of times, too, if you remember, during that first half, could have been fumbles. But they were just happy. He just happened to be lucky that the ball went out of bounds.
Joe, 5 first downs for the Baltimore Ravens, 71 rushing yards, 26 passing yards. They're taking Mark Andrews out of the game. I don't know what Hollywood Brown is doing, but I mean, I don't know if Lamar Jackson looks scared, but he looks passive. He looks timid. This is not the Lamar Jackson that we see when they're up. He's aggressive. He's running the ball. It almost looks like he's not reacting. He's thinking out there. When a player thinks too much, that's when mistakes happen.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the top of the show, I think that maybe he was thinking like me. Kansas City defense is not physical. They're not pushover, but they're not one of the elite defenses in the NFL, you don't think. And I think when he got hit in the mouth by that defense repeatedly, it kind of caught him off guard. And you asked where Hollywood Brown's been. I don't know if you saw, but he got blasted over going across the middle. And after taking that hit, you didn't see too much Hollywood after that.
No, he did. It's funny, Joe, because, this was everyone says it's a battle between quarterbacks. And Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns. We talked before we went on the air about Russell Wilson, Seattle. We talked about Josh Allen. No one's mentoring Patrick Mahomes early on in the MVP candidate. But what's so amazing is he looks poised like a veteran, like he's seen every defense. He's only in his 3rd year starting. So he looks like a Tom Brady out there when he could read the defense, he could audible, but he's got the skill level of a young kid. He could run. He could throw that one throw in the end zone. He threw off his back foot. I mean, there's nothing that's gonna make him nervous, right?
No, not at all. I mean, that pass he threw to Tyreek Hill was absolutely amazing. I mean, that was like, they used the phrase dropping it in the bucket. That's legit what he did to get that pass, because Marcus Peters wasn't in bad positioning, but the throw was just that much better. There was nothing you could do about it at all. And he's playing another level. I mean, 3 touchdown passes already. And like you said, all kinds of stuff going on around him in the pocket, people flying around, grabbing, tugging. He's always keeping his eyes downfield, and he's smart enough to know that when the play is not there, he either dips himself out of bounds while taking the big hit, throws the ball away. He's just making all the right plays. And then also that first half, Monty, he was the NFL record fastest player to reach 10,000 yards. He surpassed Kurt Warner. So, I mean, just the first of many records, I think, for this guy, Patrick Mahomes, to be breaking.
No, he did a tremendous job in the first half, along with speedy Tyreek Hill. I mean, look, Tyreek Hill sometimes is just a decoy. You see defenses when they're running reverses, when they're running fake screens. You can't key him. You can't key Kelsey, and that's why you're seeing other players step up, right? I mean, you're so worried about stopping Kelsey and Hill, and then you have the rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire running up the middle. You have other receivers like Sammy Watkins, Hardeman, just wide open.
Yeah, there's so many weapons in this KC team, and it's almost like Patrick Mahomes, I'll say, is LeBron James in the NFL, meaning you're going to start to see more and more players take a pay cut for the opportunity to play for him, to play with him. I mean, you know that Sammy Watkins could have got some serious money in free agency, but he's like, no, why would I give up a chance to get a second ring and play with the best quarterback in the game at the time?
No, you bring up a great point about him being Patrick Mahomes. One of the things I was worried about going into this game, going back to last year, the Kansas City Chiefs have been trailing in almost every game. They trailed in every playoff game. They trailed in the Super Bowl. They blew out Houston, but they were down 7-0. They were down to the LA Chargers. One of the things that Kansas City has done is they came into these games over the past 5 or 6 games, even in the Super Bowl, and they basically relied on Patrick Mahomes. But now they're up ahead, and it's just like, I was shocked to see them come out this strong, because you look at their history of the last 5 or 6 games, and they basically don't start playing until after the first quarter. Remember, they were down 20-something to Houston. They were down 20-something to the Ravens in the postseason, and they came back in the fourth quarter against the 49ers. So, Joe, you're in the Ravens locker room right now. We know the Chiefs get the ball back. What do you tell Lamar Jackson? How do you calm him down? How does the coach really, say, look, Lamar, let's not try to win it all. Let's not try to get it all back on one possession.
Well, that's the first thing I say. You can't. This is not old school for us old heads who are like 35 and over. This isn't the old school MTV Rock and Jock where there's 35 points and 45-point passes out there. You got to take it one play at a time. I think it's critical for the Ravens defense to get a stop. You cannot let Kansas City get any points with this first possession in the second half. No field goal, no touchdown, anything at all. And then after that, you got to start stacking up on plays, man, making positive plays, stacking on top of it. The Ravens are a running team. So if you can establish the running game, I know the clock is their enemy, but if you can at least establish the run to set the play action pass up, that's going to go a long way to them getting back into this game. And if I'm a Ravens defender, we got to get a turnover, whether it's a fumble recovery, whether it's a pick six. We got to get something to get our offense the ball in a good field position to get a chance to get more points on the board. You're not out of it. It's not over.
Joe, one of the things we see all the time, especially with legendary quarterbacks, we saw it last night with Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, is the play action pass. And even average quarterback like Ryan Tannehill, how Tennessee uses the play action pass. I'm not seeing that from the Baltimore Ravens this half. We all know they're going to run. How about a few play action passes? It doesn't seem like they're really using that effectively.
Well, there was a couple times where Lamar had his tight end open and the pass just was not there. I can think of two off the top of my head that they were off the tight end's fingertips because the throw was not accurate. It wasn't accurate or the timing wasn't perfect. He's going to have to – those are the ones you got to hit. You can't afford to have that because, like you said, the clock in the second half is your enemy. You probably can get one or two running plays. You hope you get some really positive yardage out of those running plays, 6 or 8 yards, set your play action pass. If that doesn't work – I can count on one hand how many times I've seen those 35 pass attempt games from Lamar Jackson. I guess we'll really find out if this summer workout, the summer improvement is real or not.
The problem too, Joe, is even if they don't give up points, it's very hard to get the Kansas City Chiefs in a 3-and-out. They almost always make at least 1 or 2 first downs unless they get a penalty here and there. So that defense is going to be tired. So you talk about you want to score and get back into the game if you're the Ravens, but you don't want to score too quickly because one of the things I said after they had that magnificent kickoff return for a touchdown, I'm like, oh, damn, the defense is going back on the field.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. You don't want to give Patrick Mahomes too many opportunities either because it's only a matter of time before he pops one loose on you. He's just that good.
Joe, we have about like 3 or 4 minutes left. I just want to talk a little bit before we get back to the second half. Again, I'm talking with Joe Cardoso here on the Nuts and Bolts Sports Halftime Show. Joe, I got to assume that the entire Atlanta Falcons coaching staff is getting fired, or the Jets coaching staff getting fired. I mean, God bless Nick Foles, right?
Yeah, I cannot believe that Adam Gase and Dan Quinn have working key cards still. It's incredible to me. What the Atlanta Falcons have done these last couple of weeks, if that was you, our job, if not fired, suspended, demoted, something, it's incredible.
No, it's incredible. And I had a source emailed me today on Twitter. I'm not going to reveal. And he basically said it's almost like the Jets now want to lose because the players in the locker room can't stand Adam Gase. We're 3 weeks into the season, and the players are like, we want to lose because we want this guy out of here.
Yeah, that's surprising. I mean, how does Le'Veon Bell go from elite running back, yes, he got his payday with the Jets, to just an also-ran? And let's not even talk about the injuries. When he was healthy and playing, the Jets weren't using him in the same capacity that Pittsburgh was. Just, I don't know, man. These two guys, strong word to use it, but I'm going to use it, are clowns. Clowns is head coaches.
Joe, I'm going to disagree with you because at least clowns give you entertainment, right? These guys aren't even giving you entertainment. And here's the thing about Le'Veon Bell, Joe. Le'Veon Bell, when he was with the Steelers, he was number 1 in the history of the NFL in all-purpose yards per game, ahead of Barry Sanders, ahead of Walter Payton, ahead of Emmitt Smith, ahead of the great running backs. He goes to the Jets, and Adam Gase says, yeah, we can't find a way to use him. What do you mean? That's your job to find a way to use him.
It's incredible. And with Atlanta, the offense is so good, man. Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley is not the Todd Gurley he was before that contract year with the Los Angeles Rams, but he's still highly effective. Calvin Ridley, decent tight end. But that defense, I mean, this was Dan Quinn's calling card. Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champions, Legion of Doom. And it seems like every year the Achilles heel is, number 1, obviously bad coaching decisions. That kickoff, that onside kick against Dallas should have been it. Like he should have walked home or took a bus back to Atlanta after that game.
They should, and what I said on the full Monte Sports Show every Sunday at 11, I said this game is so bizarre because the Chicago Bears, Matt Nagy, is an offensive coach and his team can't score. Dan Quinn, the Atlanta Falcons coach, is a defensive coach and his team can't stop anybody. But props to the Chicago Bears. They're 3-0. No one saw that coming, but Nick Foles came off the bench, threw 3 touchdown passes. So props to them. Joe, we got about 30 seconds left. Talk about the second half and anything else you want to plug before we get back to the second half of Monday Night Football.
Well, first of all, make sure you hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the Nuts and Bolts Sports YouTube channel. It's kind of a taste of the amount of content we have coming out every day. I think we're live, I think 5 days a week now. The goal is to be 7. So we're getting there close to 7 days a week of live sports programming. Second half, like I said, if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, obviously we have to get – it's hard to do, I know, but you got to get a 3 and out. Kansas City cannot score any points off that first possession. And then after that, you just got to start stacking positive plays and start getting some points on the board to get back into this game, or it's going to get ugly really fast.
No, it will. It will. All right, Joe, we'll see you probably in a couple weeks on the Full Monty Sports Show. And again, like we said, we have 5 shows now going on live on Nuts and Bolts Sports channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to Nuts and Bolts Sports. And again, you could check out my show. We normally do a Tuesday show at 9 p.m., just recapping the NFL week. And we do a show every Sunday. We're not doing a show tomorrow because it is the presidential debate. So we want people to watch that. But we'll see you Sunday at 11 a.m.
Oh, and the merchandise store coming soon. Duh. I forget that.
Oh, yes. That's big news. When is that coming?
It will be here by the end of the week. I'll say Friday. At Friday, it'll be live. Links are up and everything by Friday.
All right, Joe. Thanks so much for popping on. Enjoy the second half, everyone. Thanks for taking the time out. My name is Monte Perez. That is Joe Cardoso. Check us out on Nuts and Bolts Sports, and we'll see you on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Cheers.